Hello, and thank you for watching the Unit 2 review. This unit is on rocks and minerals. So again, you want to make sure that as you go through this unit that you read each lesson and you take notes on each lesson. Once you have done that and you've read over your notes, then you should be ready to do that unit review and take your unit assessment. So here are the main things that you want to make sure that you know before you take that unit assessment. Make sure that you know that define rocks as composed of minerals. So minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Rocks can be made up of one or more minerals. And recognize that rocks are classified as either igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic based on how they were formed. So you want to make sure that you have that rock cycle diagram with you and that you've read through it and you understand it well, because that's really going to help you in this unit. So if you take a look at that rock cycle diagram, and it's up here in the corner, you can see how each type of rock was formed. So you can look at igneous rocks, and you can see that igneous rocks are formed when magma cools and crystallizes. You can look at your sedimentary rock and see that it forms when sediments are compacted and cemented together, and that your metamorphic rocks are formed through pressure and heat. And then you can see how one rock turns into another rock. So you can see that in order for an igneous rock to turn into a sedimentary rock, it has to be weathered and eroded into sediments, and then those sediments have to compact and be cemented together to form your sedimentary rock. So again, this rock cycle diagram will really help you with a lot of the questions on that unit assessment. State the defining characteristics of a mineral. So I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint here on that. So you want to make sure that you really understand and know the definition of a mineral. That should be in your notes. You should always put definitions of those vocabulary words in your notes. So that should be in your notes. And so you should have a mineral is naturally formed, inorganic solid that has a definite crystalline structure. So all of these things have to have happened for it to be a mineral. It has to be a solid. So that means it cannot be a liquid or a gas. It has to be naturally or occurring. Found in nature, not man-made. Inorganic, make sure that you read carefully, not organic, but inorganic, which means that it was never alive. It has to have a fixed chemical composition, and it has a crystalline structure or a crystal form. So it has a definite structure in which its atoms are arranged. So that is the definition of a mineral. All right, make sure that you understand that physical and chemical properties of minerals are a result of the types and arrangements of their atoms. So what makes a mineral look like it does and have its physical and chemical properties is the type and arrangements of its atoms. So just like our DNA makes us look the way we look, the arrangements of atoms is what makes a mineral have its particular physical and chemical properties, is what makes it look the way it looks. Make sure that you have this statement written in your notes, because that's going to help you on your assessment as well. Summarize the process called the rock cycle. We just took a look at that, so be familiar with the rock cycle and that diagram, and that will help you again to see how sedimentary rocks are formed, metamorphic, and igneous rocks. All right, a note on igneous rocks. Make sure you know the difference between extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. So in your notes, make sure that you write extrusive igneous rocks. They are formed on the exterior or the outside of the earth. Therefore, they cool more quickly, and they're going to have small or fine grains. So you need to know all that about extrusive rocks. They're formed on the exterior, they cool quickly, and have small or fine grains, so they're smooth. Whereas intrusive igneous rocks are formed on the inside of the earth. So they cool more slowly and have coarse or larger grains. So intrusive are inside, they cool slowly and have large or coarse grains. That will help you to identify the difference between extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. All right, and then make sure, explain how properties of minerals can be used in their identification. So you did that mineral identification lab, so you should be really familiar with all the different properties that can be used to identify a mineral, such as color, streak, hardness. Make sure that you know all the properties that you can use to identify a mineral. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck on your Unit 2 assessment.